Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to my Best of 2017 series. And in this particular video, I'm talking about my favorite family games that came out in 2017. It doesn't necessarily mean these are games to be played with the family, although that is certainly one aspect of this. You could also look at these as casual games, games that you're like, hey, this is not necessarily for a hardcore gamer, although many of the games on my list hardcore gamers enjoy, but just a game that we can sit down, have a great time at. You don't have to think too deeply, but they're still entertaining and offer a lot of great strategy and tactics. So here we go. Number 10 is from Stronghold Games and 2F Spiel, and this is the Fast Forward game Fear. Now, Fast Forward is a new series of games they made, and I picked this one specifically. It is a deck of cards that you play through. They're in an actual specific order, and you learn the rules of the game as you go through. The game is actually a very simple game. Basically, you're playing cards in the middle of the table, and you don't want to bust to go over a certain number. Other than that, I don't want to kind of spoil it for you, because as each game goes by, some of the rules of the game might change. Some cards will come out, some cards will go in. The game has much replayability. You can go through the whole deck of cards and then go through again. Games are really short, they're simple, they're fun. Highly recommend it. Fast Forward Fear. Number 9 is Frog Riders. Frog Riders is a 2 to 4 player game, which is a bunch of frogs on a table, and on your turn you're going to be jumping one frog over another, and the frog you jump over is the frog you keep. There's 3 different colors. You are trying to get different points. The points are going to change each game. You also have a secret goal you're going for, and each frog has a special ability that you can utilize, and maybe as the game goes by, you can suddenly start jumping diagonally, or every time you land on a lily pad, you get points, or at the end of the game, you get points for having one of every color. So it's a simple game that I actually thought was too light, and then I played it, and I said, wow, this game just keeps getting better and better. I think it's better with 2 or 3 as opposed to 4, but I do like it with all of them. It's nice and light, certainly one to check out. Frog Riders. Number 8 is Ghostal. Now, staying at a hotel with ghosts doesn't necessarily sound like a family thing, but this game is more silly, kind of ghosts. In fact, you are the ghosts. People are coming to this hotel, and it's your job to scare them. And so you're moving your ghost around and dropping dice off in the rooms, and if your dice, the total of the dice there exceeds that guest's fear factor, you chase them away. The artwork is fun and silly. The theme is fun. You have a lot of options. You're going to be able to take these dice, manipulate the dice, get an 8-sided die, which gives you more fear points. And it's light and entertaining and has a theme that even kids will enjoy. They'll be like, I get to scare people away. And it's just a fun game in general. Ghostal. Number 7, The Wizard Always Wins. Now, this is a game that some people probably would not enjoy just because on one turn, you say, I'm going to win the game. And you might not. Essentially, you're going to try to pull a specific chip from a bag. So the game is all about getting more of your chips into that bag and being able to pull more out. When you pull chips out of the bag on your turn, that's all you do, and you either win or lose. So you're going to start the game by you're going to pick different characters that are going to let you throw more chips in the bag, get more cards that give you special abilities, that can throw more chips in the bag, increase your amount of chips you pull from the bag until at some point you say, I'm going to try to win. Oh, I failed, and goes to the next person. It works really well, and it gives you that chance of, I'm going to win the game now. So highly recommend it. The Wizard Always Wins. Number 6 is from the same company, which is How to Rob a Bank. This is a cooperative game, or actually a team-based game, in which one person is playing the bank security guards, and everyone else is working together to rob a bank. And it's a very stylized, almost like, not 1960s artwork, but a very stylized looking game, a silly game, but at the same time, the one team is sitting there, everyone's programming some cards, and the security guard's trying to guess where the robbers are going to go so that he can move the security guards there and stop them. The robbers are trying to just go in and grab some loot and get out. The game comes with a disclaimer. It does not actually teach you how to rob a bank, but it's a catchy name for sure, and it's one that I found is very, very effective. How to Rob a Bank. Number 5 from CMON is Sherlock. Sherlock is a game in which you're going to be turning over 2 cards. This deck comes with a whole huge thing that shows kind of an outline of a body. I guess it's after a murder, but this person was obviously a hoarder because there's 6,000 different objects. Maybe not that many, but there's a lot of different objects, and you, when you flip over these 2 cards, are going to spot how many differences there are between the 2 cards. It's really an amazing feat how this was done, because every card is different from every other. And sometimes there's no differences between the two cards, or maybe just one. And you have to sit there and go, what's different? How is this card? You know, and once you figure out the number, you're going to grab that number off the table, and you get points for being correct, but you also get points for being close to correct. So you're also maybe watching other players. Fast, easy, fun, sure look. Number 4 is Number 9, spelled M-B-R-E, 9. This is a tile laying game in which you have the numbers 1 through, or 0, 9, there's then 0 through 9, I guess. And each turn, someone's going to turn over a card, and you're going to take that number. Everyone takes the same number. So technically, this game, it plays from 1 to 600 billion people. You're going to take that tile, place it on a board. Everyone is going to place these tiles, and you're trying to put tiles on top of each other so that they completely work. And the numbers are a gimmick, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. But at the same time, it also works, and it's a fun game as you're sitting there trying to put the tiles together. And even though everyone's getting the same numbers every turn, everyone is going to play very differently. A lot of fun. Number 9. Number 3 is Flip Ships. This game from Renegade Games is essentially that old game where the ships are coming down, Space Invaders, and you're shooting back at them. That's the way this game works. But instead of using a video game console, it's a board game, and you're flipping ships. You're flipping these ships onto the cards and trying to land on enemy ships and do damage. And you'll get special abilities. You can do different things than other people. Some of the ships are harder. Some of the enemy ships are moving down faster, and you got to destroy them. They come through. They'll do damage to your base. A big, giant enemy ship, which is essentially just like a bucket almost that you're trying to flip ships in to destroy it. The mothership is there. The whole thing is really entertaining. It's just a dexterity-style game, but it's a dexterity-style game where you're, first of all, it's cooperative, which is fun because you're all working together against these ships that are coming in. But secondly, it has a different feel to it. And besides, who doesn't like Space Invaders? Number 2 from Z-Man Games is Majesty for the Realm. In this game, you are playing 12 cards over the course of the game. That's it. You, on your turn, there's a line of cards on the middle table. You pick one, put it in front of you. What card you pick is going to score you points. You'll be taking points. It's going to score points based on other cards that you have taken as the game goes by. Very simple combinations. But when you take a card, you always have to take the first card in a row. If you want to take one farther down, you have to put little wooden meeple characters on these cards. And if you don't have any, you can't skip cards. But when you take a card, you also get the ones on it. Again, it's a very simple, easy concept, but trying to figure out the best way to take cards. There's a little bit of player interaction where sometimes you can attack other players with the cards that you take. The whole thing comes together in a really wonderful way, and that is Majesty for the Realm. And my number 1 family game for the year is Century Spice Road, or Century Golem Edition. They're the exact same game, just with different artwork. In this game, which has some similarities to the one I just mentioned, you are literally going to take one quick action on your turn. You're going to play a card from your hand, which will give you some cubes, or will let you change some cubes to other colors. Or you'll take a new card using the same mechanism I just mentioned in Majesty, where you're going to put some of these cubes on cards to skip them to take a card you want. Or once you play a card, you can't use it again. On your turn, you might just pick up your cards. Or you're going to use these cubes to buy trade routes or golems, depending what version you're playing, for points. That's it. But the turns are very fast. It's like, boom, I play a card, boom, 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 my turn again, I'll pick my cards up. Your turn, my turn again, I will take a new card. Now I'll play a card. Now, ooh, I have enough, and working together, not working together, but working, using your cards together to get the right combination, trying to beat the other players. It's essentially a little bit of a race-style game as you're trying to be the first one to get a certain number of points. A lot of fun. This one has been extremely successful, and for good reason. Highly recommend it. Century Spice Road or Golem Edition. And those, folks, are my top 10 family games of the year. I'm sure there are many, many ones that I missed. Tell me if you agree, disagree, what are games that you would pick for best family games in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Best of 2017 on the Dice Tower.